Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Texans and the Ravens, and it's all up next.
Welcome to Baltimore's Inner Harbor. 70,000 plus have filled M&T Bank Stadium since 1998, the home of the Ravens. Today, we begin the divisional round with a tremendous matchup. It's the Houston. Playoff fever in the air. It's the first of 4 this weekend. And off we go in the divisional round. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
After talking to him the other day, it seems like he's really embracing this moment, Mike. I mean, he said something along the lines of playing with the pressure that comes with the playoffs is a privilege, and I couldn't agree more. Not everyone gets the opportunity to play on this stage. So when you have these types of moments, you really have to take advantage of them and just go for it. If the rest of the team can match that mindset, I think they got a good shot today to leave with a win.
They'll try and play with some pace early on. Second down, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
On third down, Jackson. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force fourth down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Oh, hello. He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
You could certainly make the case, Mike, that he had one of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback in NFL history. Not so much just his personal play, but he has completely rejuvenated that Houston Texans locker room and that Houston Texans organization. It was incredible watching him as a rookie. Tell you what, though, I think he's even more capable here in his second year under center. Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
First carry for Joe Mixon. And this will be a Texans first down. He'll take this up to the 38-yard line. Now stoppage here for an injured player. That's Jalen Waddle, who's in some discomfort. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. On first down, they keep it on the ground, and they keep it with Mixon. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Stroud. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the first down. Here's 3rd and 2.
On the quick, right?
They'll try and run for this with Mixon. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they get 5 on 3rd and 2.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
Here we go.
In motion now, it's Collins. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Second and a yard. Now Mixon. And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. They'll go play action with Stroud. Now he takes off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. He'll take off again.
These plays just kill you on defense. The pressure's good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
3rd and 5.
Here we go.
Now Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon. He's going to have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. Sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Stroud. Taking off.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket. Decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? And that is incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball, and in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans will take a 3-0 lead.
Roughing a kicker. Defense.
So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it 1st down. They'll run here with Mixon. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Again, it'll be Mixon. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. They'll try and run with Mixon. And he will dive into the end zone. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Texans. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in,
Personal
but
foul.
he only needed 1.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7 0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. Strong running there. Pushing his way forward to gain a couple.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Quick, ready?
They'll empty out the backfield, line up for 3rd and 3. From the gun, Jackson. That is caught. He finds Walker. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. In motion comes Walker. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll take this one forward for about 3. And that's a 1st down. They'll stay on the ground. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A gain there of 11. 1st down, Baltimore. In motion comes Walker. 1 quarter in the books in this AFC divisional playoff. It's the Texans who have the early lead. We'll be back. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll stick with him again. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 12-yard line.
Up the middle they go. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. It gets them down to the 6. Here's a run. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. They're trying to work quickly here and put the pressure on the defense. They'll try to run this one in. He slams it in there, and he is in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Now Justin Tucker for the point after. His kick is good. And the Ravens will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. This placed in the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. The Texans offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. And he'll get this only to about the 20. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll go right back to Mixon. And this will be a Texans first down as he gets this one up past the 30.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset. But as always, there's the exception to every rule.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. A short throw pulled in by Schultz. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Man in motion, it's Diggs. On 2nd down, Stroud. That's complete to Stephon Diggs. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
A run here with Mixon. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation. And for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully. And that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Ravens offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10.
Alpha, sit on! 180! What a shot! 180! What a shot!
They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get 4 here, up to the 24-yard line. They'll try and go up tempo here as they hustle to the line.
Ozzy, sit up!
They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll take this up, working towards the 1st down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the 1st down.
Sit up!
try to pick this one up on the ground. He will have a Ravens first down. They get 5 on 3rd and 1.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll try to throw here with Jackson. A throw right side is intercepted. That's the linebacker, Christian Harris. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the top.
So the first part of any interception is just end up with the ball in your hands, right? That's what every defensive coordinator wants. But anytime you can get yards on the return, that's just an added bonus. And that's what we see here. There's a little space, does a great job securing the catch, and all of those yards just set up for better field position as their offense takes the field.
He'll tuck it and take off.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
A second down throw for Stroud. This is caught at the 2. And he's in. Dalton Schultz. Touchdown, Houston.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be at a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Throwing Jackson. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
Really just been a combination of errors here on this drive. I mean, the sack on 1st down put him in a bad spot. Then the incompletion there trying to gain it back on 2nd. And now they find themselves in a critical 3rd down here, or they're facing a 3 and out.
What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. Now it's Jackson. Thrown left side, the catch is made. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the 1st down. No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, they snap it to Jackson. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs.
You know, Mike, you could almost just look down in the huddle, and the players are looking at the sideline like, Coach, isn't the punt team going to come out? And the coach was having none of it. He says, no, you're staying on the field. We're being aggressive all day long, and we're going to go pick up this 1st down.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter. So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
That is hauled in at the 5. 17 yards on the gain, and now they've got first and goal.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome, so it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. First down and goal. Stroud to throw.
First and goal. The quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. Second and goal.
From the 2 now, here's second and goal.
Here we go.
They look to run with Mixon. That one only good for a gain of 1 to the 2 to set up third and goal. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage to the 2-yard line. It's third down and goal. They'll run. And this time he will work his way into the end zone. Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Texans. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. What a standout performance early on in this one. That's his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Fairbairn, good on the point after. And the Texans will take a 21-7 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. Lamar going to work from the pistol. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Down the field, he's got Duvernay. And he will go all the way. Devin Duvernay. Touchdown, Ravens.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start. First and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. He'll get about 2. TJ Tampa up to make the play. So we are at halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup, as we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. One of these two teams is going to move on to the conference championship. We'll get it back to you two in just a...
And both teams ready to play on, so we'll do the same as we get set for quarter number 3. These two teams fighting to get to that AFC Championship game next Sunday. Back to it here, the third quarter underway. And this ball is not going to get to the 20, so that's whistled dead, and the ball gets placed at the 40-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. In motion now, it's Collins. On play action. Stroud. That's good. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the defense has it. And so much for a nice gain through the passing game. Not finishing the play, fumbling the football, and the offense has turned it over, Greg.
Mike, give credit to the defender here for not quitting on this play. They just give up a chunk play in the passing game. He stays after it, and instead of just making a simple tackle, he attacks the ball, knocks it loose, and creates a big takeaway for this defense.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd down, Jackson. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Really nice job here by the tight end, understanding that if you're not open, get open. And if you are open, stay open. He found a nice void in the zone on the backside of the defense, friendly to the quarterback. Nice pickup.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll motion over Flowers. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
A 4-yard loss on the play. 2nd and goal at the Texans' 12-yard line.
Jackson now on 2nd down. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. Stop at the 6, and that sets up 3rd and goal.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch. For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
The offense will stay out there, but they've got some yards to pick up. 4th down and goal. To throw is Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. They roll the dice, 4th and goal, but they're going to wind up being turned away by the defense.
These are the opportunities when they present themselves, you have to capitalize. And in this case, it was the defense that forced the turnover on downs and kept them out of the end zone.
That'll be taken in by Mixon. And it'll be marked down up around the 18-yard line.
A gain of 12. First down, Texans.
Already.
They'll run on first down with Mixon. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down.
On the quick, right?
Handoff here, up the middle. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30, but that is good enough for a first down.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Here we go, let's go.
On the handoff, running left, it's Mixon. He fumbled the football. One of the Ravens has it. Well, so much for a nice gain and a good running play. Unable to secure it, the ball comes out, and the defense comes off the field with a turnover.
Once the runner breaks through the line of scrimmage, Mike, it's very common to see them carrying the ball with one hand. But as they get further down the field and those defenders close in, you've got to protect it with 2 hands and make sure you secure the ball all the way to the ground.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
Hey, Alpha, sit high. Sit high.
Back to throw, Jackson. Now, deep ball for Bateman. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion. Here's 3rd and 2.
180. 180. Hey, shot. Shot.
They'll try to get this one on the ground. Moving this to the 36-yard line will give them enough. Chains will move. It's a first down. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Now a 3rd and 2.
Get on. 180. 180. Shot.
In motion comes Walker.
Shot.
And it looks like he's going to have the first down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
Alpha, sit on.
Now a give up the middle. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. We'll try and hurry to the line here.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 24-yard.
Jackson looking to throw. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
He's got it at the 7, and he will score. Hez Walker, touchdown Baltimore. Extra point try now for Tucker. He knocks it through, and the Ravens will even the score. It's now 21 all. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This will be taken in at the 2. Now on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Whoa! Have a friend in the right spot at the right time. The fumble, not a turnover, but a TD. Tucker's extra point, up and good. And the Ravens go up by 7, 28-21. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. He'll start at the 4. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. And as we look at the highlights, you see it's been tough to stop him here today. Couple of... They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. And in motion, it's Diggs. On 1st down, it's Stroud. That's to the left side and taken in by Diggs. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Throwing on 2nd down, Stroud. A throw on the move is caught. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. They'll run out of the gun with Mixon. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
All right.
They'll run with Mixon. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
Here we go.
From the gun, here's Stroud.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Returnable from his own 4. And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. Drive will start on the ground, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 20-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 6.
180. 13. Cut.
They'll stick with him again. Room to run at the 35. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line. They'll stay on the ground. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Hey, Ozzy. Sit up.
Up the middle they go. And he'll get this down to the 40. That's a nice run. And it's also a first down.
Hey, report. Finish it up.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Even with the lead, they're trying to press the tempo.
Middle. Sit up.
Right back to him on first down. Not much there. Maybe a yard.
Tackled in at the 21-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
Here's
9.
2nd and 9.
Hands up.
In motion comes Walker. He's trying to get around the corner, but can't. Going to be run down behind the line. A completion, yes. A loss of yardage, yes as well.
25-yard line.
Now the Ravens use their first timeout. Third and long. Off the play fake. Jackson. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by a Monty Hooker.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. Digs on the reception. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
Certainly hasn't been their best game in terms of rushing the passer, but you find yourself with a lead here in the 4th quarter. No better time for that pass rush to come alive and see if they can close this game out.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. Over the middle. He's got the tight end Schultz. And he'll be brought down, but not before they move it up past the 30-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
That's a dozen for number 12, and he's got a first down as well. Dell motioning over. Crowd to throw here on 1st and 10. Now he'll run. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Here is 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
I'll give on the ground. And not a whole lot to speak of there. He'll work it down inside the 35. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a 1st down. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that 1st down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. They'll go with a run. And he'll get a couple of yards, and that's good enough for the 1st down. And this offensive line creating running space. He'll get 6 and get inside the 10-yard line.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll run on 2nd down. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Tucker for the point after. He's got it. And the Ravens will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This fielded at the 2. Now on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
And he's going to be taken down. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their 2nd. And they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's a chance to put this game away. 1st down and goal. Pistol formation with Jackson. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. And maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. Try it again here from the 7-yard line, second down and goal.
180.
On play action, here's Jackson. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley.
These second-half red zone opportunities are critical, Mike. I mean, you're not going to score every single time you get down here, but it feels like at this point in the game, this might be my last chance to get this deep. You've got to make the most of those limited opportunities. At least come away with 3. You're hoping for 6, but in this case, you come away with 0. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
The pressure, too much, and he goes down. So it's a win here for the Ravens. They will continue on in these playoffs. They're now 1 step away from a Super Bowl appearance. We'll have a tough one coming up next Sunday in the Conference Championship game. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious as we say so long from Baltimore.